Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have my update for Pan those palettes. I'm working on 2 palettes this year. One is a priority, the other one is not a priority, but I am still working on them both. These are both PANtastic Ladies collabs projects, and we didn't create Pan that palette. That would be Amber F. She's going to be linked down below. I don't know why I'm struggling with the words that are coming out of my mouth. The PANtastic Ladies just themes this project every year for members in the group, and we all kind of work on the same theme, and that's how we pick our palettes. And our theme this year is Old Faithful, so a palette that is an Old Faithful kind of palette that you can count on to create a good look for you. And that was created by Lee Golder. There is going to be a spreadsheet of everyone that has joined in this theming for this year down below. For that, I am working on the Maange palette. It is one that I got in PR many years ago, and I actually really like the palette, and that's my priority this year. I'm trying to get this palette done. We are also doing Better Together. That was created by Paula, or A Beauty Guru Made Me Do It. Of course, she's going to be linked down below as well. And there's going to be a separate spreadsheet of all of the Better Together participants down there. So, I am working on the ColourPop Blush Crush palette for Better Together because these work better together. And that's why I'm doing it. So, I'm going to start with the Maange palette because I gotta start somewhere. And I am going to put a picture of where this palette was last month. And this is what it is currently looking like. There's a few changes, nothing incredibly drastic, but there's some changes. If you look on that palette or the picture of my palette last month, I did have 2 Frankens that were pretty daggone full, and I had just Frankened them. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's pan in both of them. This one and this one. I'm kind of excited about that. I do use both of them in my brows. I use this in the front and this one like towards the tail side, and I'm making good progress on it. I do use them periodically as actual eyeshadows as well, but not all the time, but I do use them in my eyebrows. This was originally, I think it was Cashmere is what it was called, and I did Franken that with a bunch of other things to get both of these pans. So in order to get Cashmere officially finished, I have to finish both of those. All right, let's move on to Dust. I had repressed this one as of the last update, and I have hit pan in this one again. Hopefully you can see that right there. And it is thin. It is very thin, but it is still on the orangey kind of side, so it does not work with my cool looks, but that's okay. Next we have Peachy. I think I've only used this maybe once or twice since the last update. You're not going to see much of a change there. Pumpkin has been gone. Mermaid, I have ever so slightly expanded that pan. Nothing drastic, but I am continuing to make progress on that. This one has probably the biggest improvement. This is the shade Sunset. I do actually have it on my eyes today, and I am really expanding the pan on this one. I want to say that I had repressed this at some point. I think I did, and it is getting to the point where it almost needs to be repressed again because it is mostly just the outer ring there. I feel like this needs to be repressed and possibly finished by the next update. That's kind of a goal of mine, is to get this one out before the next update. I don't know if I can finish this whole palette by the finale. I really don't. I want to really focus on it, but I don't want to waste it. We'll have to see what happens, but my goal is to have that one done by the next update. All right, let's move on to the second row. This is Bling. I do actually have this blending out Sunset in my crease, and I have expanded the pan somewhat, though I don't want to say it's major expansion, but it is definitely expansion. It's a very easy shade to use. Next is Gold Sand. That one's been finished. Ooh, this one has been finished for at least a couple of months. All right, Volcano. Ever so slightly expanded the pan on this one. It is not drastic at all. That one is not going anywhere fast. Next three have been done for a bit. Moving down to here, we've already discussed Cashmere with this Franken here. Next is Copper. I don't think I've used that one at all, or Vampire. I don't think I've used either one of those since the last update. Rosevale, however, I have definitely expanded the pan on that one, and I don't think I can have it done by the next update, but I think 2 updates and that one's going to be gone. I am going to be focusing on this one quite a bit along with Sunset. These are going to be like my 2 primary focuses in this palette for the next month, along with the Frankens, of course, but for original shades, these 2. Those are the ones I really want to hyper focus on. Next we have Burgundy. I have used it, slightly expanded the pan, but nothing drastic. And then very last one is Goldstone, and I have definitely expanded that pan. We're like moving up into this area. It's getting thinner up here, and I feel like the pan has widened, so that is very positive. That is one that I do like to work on. I do actually have it in my outer V today, so I'm going to just continue to work on that, and I think I can have even more pan expansion by the next update. So really, I just want to work on Sunset, Rosevale. I'm going to work on Bling no matter what, and then of course the Frankens on those. So we'll see what I can do between now and the next update. All right, let me switch my pictures out here, and we are going to get into the Better Together palette. Like I said, it is ColourPop Blush Crush, and I'm going to show you a picture of where this was last update. And this is what it is currently looking like. Lovesick was gone already last update, and then Pop a Bottle. I've only used this a few times since the last update. This is one that I don't want to say I'm struggling with it, but I have a lot of competition throughout multiple palettes, so it's not getting as much love as it probably should. Next is the One. You can see I had decent pan in this last update, but I had repressed this one, and then I hit pan in this again. So it is very, very thin. I do think I can probably have this shade done by the next update. And I don't know if I said this in the beginning of this particular video. I know I've said it in other videos. I originally was trying to finish this whole palette, and then I switched to just hitting pan on everything, with the exception of being these 2 shades. I wanted to finish those. So everything else I am just attempting to hit pan on. But I do think I can probably have this one done by the next update. All right, moving on to the second row. This is Enamored, and I have used that one since the last update, and I do have a small dip. I wouldn't say it's an amazing dip, but it is a dip, and we're going to take that. We can deal with small dips as long as we're actually using the product. In the middle we have Made You Blush, and I'm going to try to bring it in closer. Can you see the pan? I hit pan on it. I'm so excited. It's small pan. I know it's very small pan, but it is pan, and that's what counts. So that one is officially at pan, so I'm not needing to hyper focus on that one. I may still use it, but it is not one that is a focus. All right, Blossom Up. That is this shade right here. This one I think I've used once since the last update. There's really no dip there. Odds are pretty good that one is not going to be hitting pan by the finale, because I don't know if y'all have ever panned ColourPop, especially in these like 9 pan palettes. They're deep. They are really deep pans. Like, you can see just how deep that pan is. Yeah, look at the craters in here, the ones that do actually have pan. It takes a lot to hit pan in these palettes. So I don't think I'm going to hit pan in that one. Honestly, I might only hit one more pan in here and finish this shade, is what I truly believe is going to happen. I'm going to keep working on things, but if I'm being honest, that's what I think is going to happen. All right, we're going to go down to the bottom row. How Rouge. I love it. It's a Full House reference. I think it's so funny. This one I might have used once or twice since the last update. Nothing very exciting, I don't think. All right, the next one is the one that I think that I might possibly be able to hit pan on before the finale, and probably the only other one that I can hit pan on, and this is Cheek to Cheek. And I do have a bit of a dip, trying to get just the right angle so you can see that there is a dip there. It's going to take some time in order to hit pan on that, but I do think the formula on the mattes is very different. And this is one of those rare exceptions where I feel like a matte, I'm actually going to hit pan on it sooner than these kind of shimmers. It's just, it's the formula. So I do think that is a potential. The only problem with trying to hit pan on this one, and I found the same problem with this, is I have very similar shades in the Maange palette. As you can see, there are very similar shades. So, I don't know. I'm not going to prioritize this over my Maange palette. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That is just the bottom line. Maange is the one I want to get used up this year, and we're just going to have to wait and see if that actually happens. All right, and the last one is Blush Wine. You can see there, I already have pan in that one. I think I had it last update. I think I showed it to you for the first time last update. So far, I have hit pan in 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, those. And then, of course, this one's finished. This one's going to be finished. I'm sure of that. I don't know if I can go beyond that. And if I can't, that's fine. I'm not rushing to get through this. I like it. It's a very pretty palette. There's just a lot of product in here. And if it lives on another year or two, that's what happens. I'm okay with that. This one, still don't know if I can get this one done, but we're going to keep working on it. It's going to pretty much live in my makeup basket between now and finale. And I'm hoping that I can actually get it finished. I don't want to make too many goals for this one. I just want to finish that matte cream shade. That is, you know, my primary focus for the next update. And then I already showed you on the Maange palette what I am attempting to get done between now and the next update. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Definitely go check out the other creators down below. So we're going to have, of course, Amber F, Lee Golder, Paula, and then the spreadsheets for each of the respective projects. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you on my next video, have a beautiful day.